Beneath the vaults of a cathedral forgotten by time, where stained glass windows bled green and pink light across the cogs of an ancient machine, a cyclopean mouse padded across a trembling beam of oak. Sprout's singular eye blinked slowly against the shimmer of colored luminance, his small frame taut with focus. 3 yellow bulbs at the tip of his tail pulsed in rhythm, dim, bright, dim again, whispering silent signals to whatever ancestral instinct guided him through the labyrinth. Below, the gears groaned with half-slumbering menace, teeth grinding secrets from the stone. In his paw, a dagger, barely longer than a sewing needle, though it glinted with the silent promise of purpose. He was not born for this path. He was summoned to it. One of the seekers of Labros, fated to tread through dream-stitched doors and the jaws of smoked things that hissed from the clouds like warnings unheeded. Sprout paused at the window where the light was thickest, where it poured in like memory. The glass here was broken in a single place, a crack shaped like a fallen leaf. He pressed his palm against the cool surface, and a whisper stirred, not sound, but sensation. A pull. Behind the wall, something turned. A mechanism, perhaps, or a will. He sniffed. Oil and ozone, recently disturbed. Not alone, he muttered. And the bulbs at his tail dimmed to a dusky gold, their hum falling silent. The cathedral's long hall opened before him, like a story yet to be read. Walkways crisscrossed above the gear chamber, some ending in doors, sealed with copper and rivets, others broken off entirely, severed mid-passage by time or intention. Across the great divide, Sprout glimpsed movement, a flicker of shadow, there, then gone again. He crouched, tail curled tightly, the dagger steady in his paw. A voice rasped through the room, not spoken, but woven into the air itself, a hiss like pressed parchment. Tiny flame, snuffed yet burning, have you come to wind the clock? Sprout's eyes narrowed. He had heard of the ghosts of the labyrinth memory that questioned but never answered. He knew not to speak to them directly. Instead he moved. A low vault stretched out before him, one of the older bridges, its planks blackened by fire and mended in strange places with bone. As he crossed, the gears below began to stir, the once languid rhythm shifting into something more aware. The entire hall thrummed like a lung taking in breath. The air grew warmer. Midway across, the wood gave a groan, then another. Sprout froze, not from fear, but calculation. The sound came, not from below. It came from above. A shriek pierced the gloom. Metal screamed against stone. Then, movement. Descending from the upper arches, a creature of iron and silk dropped, its 8 limbs folding like an automaton given purpose. It moved with the elegance of a spider, but bore no eyes. Its face was a single bronze plate, etched with concentric spirals that pulsed red with each step, and from its back a long serrated limb, like a pendulum, swung idly, waiting. Sprout did not wait to be seen. He bolted, paws skimming across the beam, tail lights flashing in rapid bursts, a warning code meant only for himself. The creature dropped onto the bridge behind him with the weight of prophecy. The plank shuddered. The sound it made was not a growl, but a ticking, a heartbeat built for countdowns. Sprout leapt. The edge of the bridge met open air. He grasped a ledge, swung his body around with practiced motion, and landed atop a turning cog the size of a house. Below, steam hissed from unseen valves. The rhythm of the gears was accelerating now, like a mind remembering its purpose. He darted along the curve of the cog, the dagger gripped tightly in his tiny fingers. The pendulum creature did not follow from above. It descended, one limb at a time, folding itself into spaces that should not hold it. Sprout skidded to a halt where the cog aligned briefly with a maintenance platform. He jumped, rolled, and emerged upright, facing a set of doors. Twin circles, like eyes. The red door. Carved from scarlet wood that had not yet splintered, bound in brass that held no rust, the red door stood untouched by time. No keyhole, no handle, just the sense that behind it waited something that would either remember him or erase him entirely. But behind him, ticking limbs. The creature landed softly. Sprout turned to face it, blade low, his eye focused and unblinking. "You won't stop me," he said. And this time, the echo of his voice did fill the cathedral. The creature lunged. Sprout dove forward, sliding beneath its slicing limb. Sparks flew from the stone floor as metal scraped against mineral. He twisted mid-roll, slashed upward, and caught a tendon where joint met joint. If the thing had anything like muscle, it shrieked, not from pain, but recalibration. Its limbs seized briefly, recalculating vectors. That was all he needed. Sprout scaled the adjacent gear, launching himself high. With a flick of his tail, one ball brightened, blinding light. The creature reared, spirals distorting as its senses failed to adjust. In the half-second it flailed, Sprout landed atop its back, gripped a jut of metal, and drove his dagger into the seam of its headplate. The machine convulsed. Electricity danced across its frame. With a final shriek of gears, it collapsed. Sprout stood over it, panting, his chest heaving, one ear torn and bleeding. He looked to the red door. It had begun to open, not outwards, but inwards, folding into itself like a blooming puzzle box. Inside, warmth, the scent of jasmine and wet stone, a low hum. He sheathed the dagger. I will not be turned away, he whispered, stepping into the unknown. The door sealed behind him, and silence returned to the cathedral, broken only by the slow winding of gears, still spinning, still waiting.